Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Joshua and this is Rooftop. In this workshop, we're going to be creating a portrait of Santa Claus. So let's begin and see how we go about it. Okay. So I have my sheet of paper here. One second. Okay. And what we're going to start off with is the drawing. So I'll be using acrylic paints today and we can begin now. Alright, so I'll put the reference down as well so you can have a look at what we are going to be painting. Alright, so what I will do right now is I will just match this according to the dimensions of my paper. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're going to start off with the positioning or the composition of the head. So I will start off by drawing a bit of the cap and where it will be placed. So this will come right about here. This, that seems good enough. So now I'm just going to start by drawing a few shapes. Right, I'm going to keep the drawing very light, so it might not be very visible right now, but I will eventually darken it as well. And I'm keeping it light because in case I want to make any changes later on, I can always do so. So when I erase it, these lines won't remain. Alright, and then over here, I'll have the bell. Just like this. Yeah, there you go, like that. And then I will have the eyes. So this is how I'm going to measure where we keep the eyes. Right, so I will. So when you look at this image over here, right, if you look at the eye and if you look at the bell, you can see that this one comes all the way till, I'll just make this a bit bigger so you can see. You can see that the eye comes all the way to the top of the bell and it's sort of at this kind of an angle, right? So over here, I will just very lightly draw a line like this. It comes just say right about the top of the bell. So over here, so at this height, so I'll just mark this over there and I will start off by very roughly drawing out the eyebrows. And then over here, I will add the bridge of the nose. So again, this is just a rough drawing. I'm not keeping this as the final drawing just yet, because I might need to make some adjustments later on. And the same thing this side. So it'll be just right about here. Yeah, that seems good. And it will go all the way up like that, and then a little bit towards the bottom over there. And then over here we'll have the eye socket. Maybe I made this eye a little too big. That seems much better. So this will come down like that. And then from here we will have the eyelids start. It can come up right until there. And then down here. Maybe a little further back. And the same thing this side for the lower eyelid. Yeah, that seems good enough. Alright, and then before I do anything else, I will finish the nose first. And so we'll have these lower eyelids drawn down. Just like this. Then we have the nose come right in over here. So now I'm just drawing the shape of the shadow under the nose, or at the bottom side of the nose. And I'm very roughly drawing out where the shadow is going to come. I'm not going to be too focused right now on, the shape of the shadow and all of that. What I am planning on doing is just to grab the overall shape and figure of the face. So like this. Yeah, there you go, like that. For the cheekbone over here. Okay, this mustache will come slightly more outside. So what I'll do is, if you look at this part over here, imagine a straight line on top. So it comes sort of to the middle of this ball, or this bell, right about there. Okay, just like this. And then here we can have the mustache come down. And we'll do the same thing for the right side as well. So I'll just start off by just drawing a very rough shape first, and then I can correct it wherever it may be needed. So the same thing over here. Here we will have the shadow of his cheekbone right about this side. Yeah, there you go. And now for the mouth, over here I'll draw a line. Now how did I know where to draw the line? From the nose we will come straight down. So if you look at this, from the nose I'll come straight down and we reach this part. And this area also will come right below this nose here, and we will have his lip come out there. Okay, and then I can start drawing the beard also, just like that. And then a little bit here. So now I'm just drawing the shape for your reference, so that you can understand how we can block it out and how we can plan out the shading process, just like this. I think I'll skip out on the hands. So over here we'll have a slightly heart-like shape. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. And if you want to confirm whether the drawing is good, you can just darken certain areas and see whether it looks a bit weird or not. So now if you look at this, I feel like this is a little too forward. So I'll just bring this back a little bit. Maybe reduce this in height, sorry, in thickness. Yeah, there you go, just like that. And then here as well, I will add this line for the shadow. All right. So we'll add a little bit of curve to the hat. We won't keep it exactly straight, then that will look a little unnatural. Yeah. This will make it go slightly outwards rather than inwards, just like that. Yeah, I think that looks good enough. And then if there's any changes, like say over here, this part is a little too far in, it looks a bit weird. So what I'll do is from here I will bring it out There, now it looks nice and fluffy. And then this also, I will just make this a little more circular. Oh, that looks like a really cool shading though. Okay, I'll just erase this. And then over here, I will add the bell shape. And so I'll start a little thick with it and then go making it thin towards the bottom. I think this you can take it a little bit higher, like right over there. Yeah, that's much better. Then we can lighten it up a bit so that when we paint, it doesn't trouble us too much also. Okay, and is there anything else that we could or would need to add? This part will be a little further back. If you have any questions, while I'm doing this, you can feel free to ask. So the hat, okay, I think I brought the hat maybe a little low. No, it seems to be fine. The eyebrow also starts over there. Okay, cool. We can start with the painting now. Right, so I will take my palette. Oh, let me give Santa some shades. Hell yeah. Okay, coming back to the painting. I'll just keep this here. That should be good enough size so that you can see the palette as well. Okay, so now over here what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some burnt sienna. I already have, I think, a little bit from yesterday, but I'll still add a little more. So these are the colors we're going to use: red, yellow, blue, white, so it is possible to paint a portrait with just red, yellow, blue, white and black without any brown, without any orange, without any other colors. With just the primary colors, you can paint a portrait, and that is known as the zone palette, which just consists of 3 colors, and the other 2 would be more of tones, which are black and white. But today we won't be doing that. I'll be using some brown, blue, red, yellow, brown, blue, red and white. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now that I have all my colors down, I'll just make some space for my palette and my cups. Okay, so the way we're going to paint this is going to be a little different. We're going to be painting it with thin colors. So I won't be using any thick paint. And we'll start from light to dark. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to take some white color here, just like this. Then I will take a touch of brown, not too much, so that we can get this flesh like color, a skin color. Flesh sounded a little bit gore, but yeah. So I'll take this color like that, and a little bit of water also, not too much, but we will keep that water here as well. Yeah, just like that. Just like this. We'll go over the eyebrows as well. Just like this. So we're going to cover up the entire face, except the eyes or the inside of the eyes. We don't want to cover that part up. So this is going to act as a base tone. And then over this, we'll be adding the other colors. Just like this. Okay. That should be good enough. That's our first color. And then inside of this, I will take a little bit more brown and a tiny bit of red color also. Because if we look at this, we can see that there's a lot of blush on his face. So I'll just take red color little by little, and I can add a bit more brown color, a little bit more red. I think that should be pretty nice. Yeah, that seems good enough. Oh, that looks lovely. Okay, now I don't want too much water also on my brush, so that I can spread this paint out and not have it too thick also. Just like this. A little bit this side, a little bit to the top, this side as well. Okay, what I will also do is I will keep another color prepared on the side, the same brown and white, but in this I will add a bit of yellow color in it now. So I want it slightly yellowish, and I will add a bit of water and mix it in. Because this color I will be adding it in between over here. And what this will do is it will give this slight glow to the face. So I'll just keep going back and forth between this and this color over here. Like that, a little bit this side. Just like this. And then I'll take this red color again, and then in a way blend it in between here. There you go, like that. And then the same thing this side as well. And the nose will become much darker, but I will still just add it down. So you see, I'm just putting flat paint right now, and it's already starting to look so good. Like this over here, a little bit this side. and then this yellow color in between over here. Just like that. You can already see that depth coming into play. I'll add a little bit over here in between. And then we can lighten this up a little later on, or darken it as well a little later on. Okay, and then a little bit this side. Nice. It's looking pretty good. A bit for the nose over here. Oh, look at that. Look at how lovely that looks. So I'm gonna keep referring back to the image every now and then, just to make sure that, am I missing out a spot, or maybe do I need to put this color somewhere else? Okay, just like that. Nice, look at how lovely that looks. And I've barely even started, I've barely even done anything. So again, I'll put a little bit this side, over here. Yeah, there you go. Good. Okay. Now I'll start going for the slightly darker reds that are there. So inside of this, I'll take a little bit more white. Now remember that this shadow that you see over here, it's not really a shadow, it is just less light reaching there. Because once you start thinking differently, right, you'll start to understand what type of paint to put down. Because normally for shadows, you would never use white color. But over here, since there's less light reaching it rather than no light at all, we are adding a bit of white, a little bit of red color here. We see this is still a little too bright. So I will take my brown and I'll just keep mixing brown color into this until I get the right saturation. And we'll try to mix it up all in one spot. We don't want to spread it around too much, because then your paint will just end up drying and unnecessarily it will become an extra job for you. Okay, so let's test it out and see. So over here, let's see. So now I'm just testing it out with small areas to know whether this is good enough or not. Yeah, I think for now this does seem pretty good enough. Yeah, this a little bit over here. I think I'll add a little bit more brown. I want it a bit darker, not so vibrant also. The much more vibrant part will come a little later on, but for now I want it to be a little bit more dull type. Yeah, like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, I will answer them. I'll just lighten this up a bit. So I have two different tones ready. So I have this and then I have this also. So over here, I can add a little bit this side, but you know what, I think that is a little too much. I'll just keep it towards the corner of the eye. Whereas over here I will be using a nice solid amount. And if you want, oh hello Neha, and just remove this extra water that is there. Once you put this down, right, what you can do is you can just spread this out with a drier brush like that, so you get a nice smooth blend in. And then I'll put this back again. Maybe I'll add a little bit of water into this. A bit for the eyes as well. And then I will take this and just spread it out a little bit. So I'm showing you different techniques. There are many ways to approach this, and this is one of them. So over here, I'll make sure the darker side is towards the inside. And then the nose also, I will just place this part down like that, and then I can start dragging this a little bit lower. And if you feel like you want to lighten it up, add a little bit of white, not too much. Yeah, there you go. You see, it's very subtle, but it's exactly what we need. A very subtle glow towards the bottom. Just like that. And then I will take this color again. I will apply it this side. So you want this to be a little bit sharp. Yeah, there you go. And then I'll put, see, look at this. I'll put a stroke here. I'll put another stroke this side. Right? Oh, I'll just clean my brush a bit. And then I can spread this one out a little bit towards the sides. Same thing with this part over here. So there's more towards the top, a little less towards the bottom over there. Yeah, just like this. And then again, if you want to take the lighter color, you can put a few strokes down of this lighter shade. There you go, like that. And maybe a little bit here, a little bit towards the bottom, and then you can just, in a way, blend it outwards, very slightly. Okay, and then I will put it for this eye as well. Nice. A little bit for the nose. So if at all you do end up trying to, recreate this painting that I'm making, just keep in mind that if you're not able to, have this exact same output, what you can focus more on is trying to understand the technique that is there. Like, oh, why am I adding this color? Or why am I just adding few strokes? Why am I using two brushes? What am I trying to achieve by using these two brushes? What is on the brush? One has paint, one doesn't have paint, maybe just a bit of water. Just try to think of it in that manner. Like this. a little this side, and over here as well. Hmm? You see these very subtle lines I'm doing. I'm not smudging everything. Some of them I'm just keeping it as it is. Then over here, I can add the wrinkles, you could say, of the forehead. Just like that. Okay, so I'll try not overworking this. I'll take a little bit of white. Okay, I don't need it to be that bright also. Yeah, this should be good enough. A little bit over here. A little bit this side. Okay. Alright, and then I can take finally this darker color that I have ready with me. So if you notice, I like using the flat brush quite a lot. Just give me a second. Yeah, sorry about that. We're having some construction sort of work happening in the back, so if you hear some noise, please don't mind it. Okay, so now I will take this darker color, just like that, and then a little bit from here also. And then we'll have 2 strokes this side. Like this. And then for the inner part of the eyelids over here. Means this can get a little bit darker, but for now I'll just leave it as it is. Yeah. And then for the nose, you know what, I will darken this a little bit. I will darken it with a bit of red and brown. Add a tiny bit of water to it. Yeah, there you go, just like this. Then a very small line over here, you can barely even see it. We'll have the nostril there, and the other nostril over here. I'm just making sure that the shape of the nostril is good enough. Okay. And then inside of this, I can add a few slightly darker lines. Not too much, just to give it that depth. Like over here, just like that, a little bit down, slightly under that. Okay, like that. And then for the nose also, just put a slight line that side. So now you can see it has a lot more depth inwards. And then I'll take a little bit of red and add it over the nose. Not too dark, not too bright. So I'll try to find the middle ground, you could say. Since it's cold, you get this Asian flush. Although it doesn't look Asian, but just lighten this up a little bit over here. I can take this one and then just slightly soften up certain areas. Yeah, okay, I think that should be enough for the face. Now I'll do the eyebrows. Alright, and for the eyebrows, I will take quite a bit of brown now. I'll mix it in here. Add a little bit of blue color in it. But I don't want it to be that dark also. I want it to be a little bit bluish. And I'll mix it in this color itself. Take a bit of water, mix it in nicely. I want it slightly transparent. Okay, now let's try it and see. Maybe a little bit of blue. Yeah, just like this. And if you see, I'm drawing shapes. I'm not trying to draw each and every hair strand. And the same thing here. This will come a little bit higher. Oh, this is where it starts from. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Just like this. And then I can add another layer on top of it, just to sort of okay, now I'll clean this. I can mix in a slightly lighter color here to give it a bit of that. Hold on, let me turn it. Yeah, there you go. So you can see it a bit better. To give it a bit of that gradients, you could say. Okay, I think now I should be done with the the face. Okay, now I'll start with the beard. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white color. Don't mind the palette. I will take some yellow color. Maybe a little bit more yellow. And then a little bit of blue. So very subtle, if you can see. Okay, and now I will start off by adding, let me check what this looks like. Yeah, this seems good enough. So I'll just add this wherever I see, a dark tone, like this tone or darker. I'll cover the entire space up with this color. The same thing this side. So see, only wherever I see this sort of color over here, or this sort of tone, like this, and then I'll just cover this entire area here. Over here also, I'll just bring this out here entirely. 1 second. Yeah. Cover this part entirely like that. I will add a little bit onto the face. Now, since this is a relatively transparent color, it will be very subtle over here. It won't really be that much. Then I can add this color over here also. Since it's diluted, it will be very soft and very minimal. I don't know if you can see it on camera. So this is going to be the reflection of his beard's color onto his face. Okay, I think now I'll start to speed it up a little bit since this workshop is, going for a little too long. Just like that. Okay, then the same color. Let's add a stroke or two over there. Okay. Then I will make some more of this color. Quite a bit of yellow. And then I'll take a little bit of blue. We don't want it too much blue also. So just clean my brush since a lot of blue came. We'll take a bit more white and a bit more yellow also. There, this is the color we want. A little bit of green like this, and then I can start. I'll take a little bit of brown also and mix it in so it desaturates itself. So like I said, I'm going to go a little bit faster now. But I'll still try to explain as much as possible so that you can understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing. So over here, to give that hair-like texture or that hair-like feeling, I'm just adding some lines this way. So like this, to show the flow of the beard. A little bit like that from here, a little bit downwards. A little bit that side, and then over here you can add a few strokes. Same thing with this side as well. Yeah, there you go. And now I will add a little bit more blue, just a tiny bit, and then come for some slightly deeper colors here. And that is too bluish, so I will add a bit of brown. Mix all of this nicely. Now since I'm doing this a little bit quicker, so you won't have the same kind of finish, but I'll try to keep it as close enough as possible. The same thing this side, a little bit darker. Okay, and that should be plenty for that. Then I will take some white color again over here, some yellow. I'll take a little bit of this color because I want this to be bright now, and I will add this right here in between. And maybe a little bit more white to the side. Okay. Yeah, there you go. A little bit there, a little bit in between, some of it this side, inside of this, there seems to be quite a lot. Hmm. Okay. Then I will take some more white again and just put it this side. Maybe take a very small amount of blue color inside of it. That seems to be a little too much. Okay. A tiny amount of yellow. And then I can get this side also done. Not sure how much of this is visible, but okay, just like this. We add a few strokes this side, and yeah, we'll keep it at that. Take some yellow, take some of this also, and then start painting this area here. And try not to keep a straight line over here. Keep some sort of texture around it. And so you can overlap the paint. Just like this, and then clean my brush, take some of this paint, and then apply it onto this side. Okay, now I'll switch my palette. And I will start painting this red color. So I'll take some red and some brown, mix a little bit of water in it, maybe a little bit more brown. I don't want it too bright. We add a little bit of blue in it, not too much. Then I can darken this area just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now we're almost done with this. So I'm not going to do the part over here. I forgot what the pine. Yes, the pine. I'm not going to do the pine over here. I'll just do this and finish it off over there. So now I'll take some yellow color, a little bit of red I will mix into it, so I get this nice orangey color. Make sure you cover it up nicely. I'll take a little bit more yellow and apply it onto this side. Okay, I'll just remove a little bit of this paint like that, and then a little bit here. Yeah, there you go. Look at that nice color we got. And then I will use a bit of this and then add the shadow at the bottom. Oh, lovely, look at that. Maybe a little bit this side, slightly over there. Yeah. I shouldn't have cleaned my brush. I could still use that color. Okay. Now I'll take a little bit more brown, a little bit of blue color, make a nice dark color, and then I can fill this part up. And remember, over here also, you want to leave some texture for the beard. Okay, maybe I can lighten it up a little bit. Okay, and I will take this red color add a bit of yellow to it to slightly lighten it up with a hint of brown color. Just like this. Okay, I see what the issue is. Like that. Take a bit of yellow color, then slightly lighten up this side and a little bit onto the inner section. Hmm. So for those of you who want to make this again, once I'm done with the live, the video is going to be up on YouTube. So when you do watch this video, you can watch it on 2x. That way you can, go through the different techniques and stuff and all without having to, listen to the gaps maybe in between. Because that's what I do at least. So it could be helpful for you as well. Okay. What did I want? I will add a little bit of a highlight there for the lips. Okay, where's my white one? Over here, I'll take some white, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of brown. It's very subtle. And I will just paint this part entirely. Like that for the eye. And the same thing over here. And remember, the eye is never pure white. The eyes would be a reflection of the colors around you. So if you're in a red room, then the white part of your eye is going to be a little bit reddish in color, and so on and so forth. Okay, that is done. Then I will do the inner part of the eye. I will do the eye lens, or the iris. Corneas. I'm forgetting the terms. Okay, I'll take a bit of blue and a little bit of brown color. And then maybe, so I want it to be a little bit light, so I'll have to add a bit of white color into this. And now I can try and see. Sorry, my head was coming in the way. Yeah, there you go. And then this eye as well. Nice. Just like that. Maybe inside here I can darken it a little bit. Nice. Okay, that turned out really well. Over here, I'll just make sure that the eye is having a nice outline. Okay, and we are done. That turned out much better than I expected. So that's been our Santa painting workshop, and this is what we have made. That looks pretty. Oh, actually, hold on a second. The bell, I was wondering, like, why does that look a little different? Okay, so for the bell, I will take some yellow, some brown, and some red, and some blue. So I'll start off with the darker color. So I don't want it to be too dark, I need it to be slightly pale. So I'll add some yellow color into it so it's not like a pure black kind of color. Yeah, there you go. Slightly brownish, like that. Okay, so I will start it off a little thick. Then as you go to the bottom, it will thin itself out. Just like that. Okay. A little bit there. I'll clean my brush. Take a little bit of white, a little bit of yellow, and towards the outside, give it this slight highlight to it, and there you go. There you go. Now we're done. So this is, yeah, there you go. Look at that. That looks so much better now. So this has been the final output, the final painting. And I hope you enjoyed this painting and you got to learn a little bit about portraiture as well. And if you enjoyed this workshop, leave a like and maybe drop a comment on what do you think about this workshop, and maybe how I taught you all, and if you would like to see a workshop of your own preference in the coming future. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again at 3:30. So take care and bye bye.